Hey, look, it's Jason Mraz. No, I'm not. I'm just some guy with a hat. Yeah, that's who Jason Mraz is. Sorry, I mean no disrespect. I just had to use the Family Guy joke. No is the latest studio album released by Jason Mraz. Jason Mraz is an interesting artist to me because I feel like we need his music. More specifically, I feel like we need his genre of music. And he's one of the few artists who I think kind of brings it to the masses out there. And I think he does a pretty good job of doing it. But I do think there are moments he can stretch himself a little bit more. And with this album, I kind of still feel that. And before you say I'm bashing, I like a lot of his songs. I really like The Remedy. I also really like Lucky. Let's delve into this album a little bit and see what we get out of it. I will say this is a pretty well-produced album. I do like a lot of the unique surprises I found in this album. There were actually a lot of moments with electric guitar in there. Not like thrashing electric guitar or anything like that. And someone just played very well composed notes for the electric guitar. There's also a few songs in here that use strings and a few that use horns, particularly trumpet and trombone, if I'm not mistaken. There are some moments where I feel like some of the songs, it's not that they lack creativity, but it's more like it feels like he could have added something additional to it. Maybe just one thing, maybe two. It kind of feels like he is in a studio and he only has X amount of instruments or X amount of sound choices when he's making this album. So it doesn't feel like he can branch out very far, with exception of some of the horns and other instruments that we found. Now, having said lacking some of the creativity, sometimes simplicity is bliss. And I think the song that has the most perfect balance of simplicity is No Plans.
Do you wanna go anywhere, baby? I've got no plans for us today.
And Jason Mraz has one little flaw that I don't like. He, for no reason, will add a cuss word into one of his songs. Not all of them. He's not a particularly dirty lyricist. But it's like he kind of just adds one in there for every 2 or 3 songs in an album. And it kind of just throws the groove off. And there are plenty of artists that do that. But Jason's songs could be so much better if he just made a clean album. I feel like his audience is more family friendly and just kind of low key, wanting to be on the luau or the beach side and things like that. Just chilling by the shore, and I don't know, I just feel like you don't need those in your songs. Now, having said that about his lyrics, I think the song that is the best on this album, and surprisingly, for like a little bit for me, also features Meghan Trainor. Nothing wrong with her. I just didn't expect it to be her included in this album. Is the song More Than Friends. It's so sweet, and I remember thinking this. I wrote down that this is like a family-friendly romance song. Like the kind that if you have daughters and you're trying to talk to your moms about what is true romance or what's the appropriate thing to do when trying to find a cute boy or something like that. And I just feel like it's an easy song for parents and their children to kind of just understand what simple love is. It's like the right standard of songs that I feel like Disney Channel should have. Disney has a tendency, at least on TV, to be a little bit more cheesy than it should be at times. But I think they should look into this song and kind of study it, per se. I think, if anything, we took one really good song out of this album. Everything else is fine. I like the few things that were creative in this song, but I do think that he has the potential to take more risks. And I'm not saying these things to try and make him stray from his genre or anything like that. I just feel like there are still a few things he could explore, but for some reason hasn't or has chosen not to. So we'll have to see what else he brings in the future, but by all means, you can take a listen to this album and enjoy it quite a bit. So after having listened and reviewed this album, with production of 98%, creativity 88%, expression and lyrics 85%, I'm going to give this album a good. Mr. Mraz, thank you. I feel like you can reach out into areas that some artists don't have the opportunities to, or because of their style can't, just for some reason. I'm not sure what that is, but I think you have the potential to reach far vaster than what you currently are doing. You're not doing bad things right now, but I think you can do more. So keep making music. I look forward to listening to lots of your songs in the future. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and remember, click right here to discover, promote, and review the best in entertainment. That'll make you say yes.